We live in a world that it never stops asking for more from us. But what if the answer isn't to push harder? What if it's actually about finding strength in being still? That's what we're going to dive into today with a concept called Gaman, the art of psychological endurance.
Ever have one of those days? Or, one of those weeks where you feel like you're just barely holding it all together? It's like the world is just spinning with all these demands and pressures, and you're stuck in the middle just trying not to fall over in a storm of things you can't even control. And what's the first thing we always hear? Hustle harder, just push through it, right? It's this whole hustle culture mantra that tells us if we just apply more force, more effort, we can somehow wrestle all that chaos into submission. Well, that way of thinking leads us right into a little something I like to call the hustle trap. The goal, yeah, it sounds noble, achieve control. But take a look at the actual result. We end up fighting things we were never going to control anyway, and all we do is waste our most valuable resource, our energy, and end up completely and totally burned out. So what if we've been looking at this completely backwards? What if the most powerful response isn't to use more force, but to strategically do nothing? What if real strength isn't about fighting the current, but about finding stillness right in the middle of it? And this is exactly where we find this incredible concept called Gaman. It's a Japanese term, and it's all about the art of enduring what feels totally unbearable, but doing it with patience, with dignity, and with some serious self-control. And let's be really clear, this isn't about giving in. It's a totally different kind of strength. Think of Gaman as a kind of psychological discipline. It's really about a conscious choice. Where do you want to spend your energy? Instead of burning through it, trying to change everything on the outside, you learn to just sit with the discomfort. You observe it, you don't react, and by doing that, you save all that energy for what really matters. Okay, so how does this actually work in real life? Well, it's kind of like a three-step mental shift. First, you just acknowledge the chaos. You see it for what it is without feeling that urgent need to fix it. Second, you practice internal patience, resisting that instinct to either fight back or run away. And third, through that stillness, you actively, intentionally conserve your psychological energy. Now, it is absolutely crucial to understand what Gaman is not. This isn't about giving up. It's not about being passive or just letting things happen to you. And it's definitely not about suppressing your feelings. No way. Gaman is active endurance. It's a strategic kind of stillness. It's a masterclass in emotional self-control. It is a choice. And ultimately, that's the choice we all face. One path, the one of constant struggle that leads to exhaustion. The other path, the path of Gaman, well, that leads to endurance. It's a long-term strategy for resilience, not a short-term battle that just leaves you completely depleted. And the result of this practice? You become steady, not rigid, not unaffected, but steady. You're like an anchor in the middle of the storm, perfectly capable of weathering it all without breaking. So let's bring this home for a second. Take a look at your own world, your own challenges. What is one thing in your life right now that you could choose to endure with patience instead of fighting to control?